Hi. I'm curious which order you're going to watch these in. I just finished the syllabus video and then I said I was about to start doing the introduction video. And so I'm curious which order you're going because either this is your first time seeing me or it's not your first time seeing me. But whatever. So I wanted to welcome you to the class. This is the SCIE 1121L. I think I got that right. I'm dyslexic, by the way, so I do tend to flip my letters, but I'm trying. I'm just doing a quick little intro, tell you who I am, a couple of things about me, and walk you through a couple of things on the class. Well, lab, because this is the lab. If you're in the class, there's another video. So, first and foremost, when you log in, you are going to see an announcements area. These things, they're called words. Very helpful to read them, like really helpful to read them. I randomly post stuff here, probably way more than I ever intend because I will get the same couple of questions and then I post it here to make sure I've answered the question. If I post it here and then you keep asking me questions, I just link you back to the announcements because I've already said it and you should be reading them. So the first thing I want to point out is right down here. If you're enrolled in the class and the lab, they are two totally different things. If you have done the introduction for the lab and you're enrolled in the class, you still have to do that for the class, okay? Do not confuse them. They are two totally separate things. I even have different pictures up here. So if you are not sure which one you're in, the one full of windmills is the lab, the one with this really cool cliff looking stuff, that's the class. I took these pictures when I was road tripping across the country. This one's in Texas, and the other one I want to say was in New Mexico. So make sure you're in the right one. Now, first and foremost, every single week in order to access anything, you have to click on that week. So for this one, you will have to click on week 1. You see week 1, it's a folder. You click here and then you see this is a file. You then have to click week 1 file. That will open you up to something like this. As soon as you've done that, you can now access everything for week 1. You have to do this every single week. That whole just clicking on the discussions or clicking on the quizzes, if you haven't opened that week's file, you won't have access. It will either not open up for you or it won't even show. So make darn sure that you open that week's folder and file. So this is just talking you through that, reminding you, and then I'm showing you that there are simple little hyperlinks. Now, if you go into the regular just week 1, you will see all of the stuff. So you've got an intro video, which tells you more about me, the syllabus video, which is all about the syllabus, and then introductions, and then a quiz. Notice I have the entire semester already done. Everything opens up. Everything will open up Saturday night / Sunday morning at midnight for the entire semester. So you don't have to wait. It's always there, but you do have to wait for that week to open. I will not open them ahead of time. You are not going to be able to work that far ahead. It doesn't work that way because it needs to be interactive. All right, here, important papers and such. Guess what? It's where you find important papers and such. So here's your syllabus, which I covered in a different video, and about the semester-long project, and about the semester-long project lab. Why am I not clicking on that? Well, because I am going to show you that I also have a folder titled semester-long project. So if you go here, you will have stuff about the lab, a discussion for it. The discussion, this one right here, is completely and totally optional. You do not get points for this at all, but it's a place so throughout the year, yeah, that'll work. Throughout the semester, if you have questions, you want to talk about it, you want to ask what other people are doing, how they're doing, if anyone has ideas, this is the place to go. This is an Excel sheet that I went ahead and set up for you in case you wanted to use it. You don't have to, but I tried to make it a little easier. Yeah. So that's what all these things are. And then I have links. I have different links because part of your assignment is going to be collecting data. And we're about to go to it in just a second. And then this is the very first thing you will have to turn in about the semester-long project. Now, let's take a look at the lab, shall we? So if you open this up, it's all about the semester-long project. The main thing I want you to notice here is that you have to collect data for the entire semester. You are going to have to keep track of the number of positive cases of the coronavirus and the number of deaths. You will have to keep track of this for the United States as a whole, the state that you live in, and the county that you live in. If you want to collect more than those three things, and you also have to get the deaths of all of those too, by the way. If you want to collect more than those three, feel free. I love that. I like information. To give you an example, check it out. This is mine. I have been collecting data. If you actually go to the first page of this, I've been collecting the data since April 25th. This is my current one where I have the US, Georgia, a bunch of counties in Georgia, and then also Miami and Palm Beach in Florida. I also keep track of the rate of change for all of these, as well as the death rates. So here you can see that the rate of change in deaths in Georgia is going up massively. So when I say this about collecting data, doing your Excel sheet, I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing it for a while now. I'm kind of obsessed. So I decided I'm going to make your semester-long project out of this. So you will be collecting data every single week. I collect mine daily, and then I do an average each week. I'm not making you do it every day. Feel free to if you want to. I find it more fascinating. But you should be able to get the same results if you just do it each week. Now, in just a little bit, you will have the first checkpoint open. This one is going to be 50 points. You have to do this one. You have a lot of information to give me right off the bat, so you have to do it. Sit down and think it through before you turn it in. I need your personal thoughts. I need to know what you think is going to happen. Like when you collect your numbers the very first time. Tell me if it's what you thought they would be, or if you were a little surprised when you saw what the numbers were. Tell me what you think about the numbers. Tell me where you think it's going to be by the end of the semester, because week 15 is when you get the last bit of data. So I want you to predict what's going to happen in those 13 weeks. Do you think it's going to go up? Do you think it's going to go down? Do you think it's just going to level? What do you think? I want to know that. And I want you to have it all turned in, so at the end of this project, when you tell me your results, you can tell me if you predicted it accurately or not. So kind of fun. It's interesting. That's what all this is. It's telling you all of the stuff that you're going to have to do. I told you a moment ago that I've been tracking it since April 25th. I just showed it to you. And recap. I need your thoughts about everything. I need you to start collecting your data, how you're going to do it. You're going to have graphs, and then wrap it all up. So, no, I didn't read every word to you because you're in college. You can read. I highly suggest you read the entire thing. Okay, that brings us to, this is the discussion board. Well, that's where I would have put the discussion board. There we go. I figured this is easier. If you go here, you click this link. This is where I get my information about the United States. So this tells you about the US and the number of deaths. If you want to do the entire world, you can click here. That's how many cases in the entire world right now. It breaks it all down. You can look at all the different countries if you want to. You can see that we are number 1. If you then click on USA, it brings you back here and you can see where we fall in line for the states. Georgia right now, where I am, we are number 5. So there you go. The one for Georgia, I have on here too. And for Georgia, I use this one because this one updates between 2 and 3 o'clock every day. You have your confirmed cases and your deaths. Then if you scroll down here, these are every single county in the state of Georgia. I have mine alphabetized. You can change it any way you want. If you want to say the number of confirmed cases, you can see that Fulton County has the highest, not surprising, that's Atlanta. Gwinnett is the second highest. Hi, that's where I live. If you really want to understand it, you can look at these numbers. The higher the number is here, the worse the infection. Because some places have more people, and so of course the numbers are going to be higher. But according to this, there is a worse infection in Gwinnett than there is in Fulton because this number is higher. So it's all depending on how you want to look at them. I prefer alphabetized because then it's always in the same order for how I'm filling mine out. Yeah, that's about it for that one. Okay, so make sure to read the announcements and check out important papers and such. Check out your semester-long project. Oh, which, by the way, that's what this is. This is a checklist. You know, this would look so much better if I actually did this as a view as a student. Let's see if it shows it to me. Okay, there we go. I have this set up so then you can decide which it is. I haven't finished putting it in there. I need to put in weeks. Doing it so you can check off each week that you have completed it. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's going to get updated, just so you know. And I need to fix the date on week 17. So quit viewing it as a student. There. Let's see, is there anything else? That's the basic update about your course. Yeah, I would suggest under the week 1 folder, watch my silly intro. I tell you some about me and you get a little bit of feedback, but in the introduction itself, I'm actually going to give you more information. So when you do the introduction discussion, you will have access to my introduction and I will tell you a bit about myself. And yeah, I guess that's it. I am cutting this a little short because I want to do this one for the class as well so I can have all these knocked out right off the bat. Oh, the one thing I don't recall saying for this one, I think I said it for the syllabus video, that's the problem with doing them in a row, is a lot of your labs I will be making videos for your lab. So you will have the option of just reading the lab and doing it yourself or going to the video and then looking at the video to see what it is that I say you do. I do this because in an actual in-person lab, I would be present. I would be able to give you a, example and stuff like that. And online, it makes it a little more taxing. And so last semester, I tried out doing videos of the labs and it seemed to help some people a lot. So I am going to attempt to do that throughout this semester for the various labs to try to talk you through, walk you through, that kind of thing. And if it's helpful, great. If it's not, then don't watch them. Entirely up to you, totally optional. And yeah, I think that's it. So I am going to stop now.